safely get out of Martinsville without any further incident. I was unlawfully trespassed from the post office by doing some static video here, and I went to the police department, asked for a police complaint form for 2 police officers, and eventually got that. The lady there was very nice, very helpful, Tanya, complimentary of her. But public records request form, they don't have that. I need to just have that conversation with the chief, supposedly, when I talk to him about the complaint on the officers. So, but since that time, there's been police officers stalking me in their parking lot, which doesn't have the lawfully required number of handicap spots in it, which is kind of interesting. There's actually none in their parking lot, and so anyway, I'm just trying to safely get out of town without any further incident. So I thought I would go live so that if I get a retaliatory stop, they would back off, and they may see that I'm live now. I know that they looked at my van. They probably looked at my the name on the side of the van, so they know that I'm got the ability to go live, and they're probably watching now. So if I get a retaliatory stop, then I want that all documented. I do have my cam system in the car that also has GPS tracking, which will show the speeds that I'm going in. Be able to see if I run any stop lot signs or don't run them, and that sort of thing. So I'm not even sure where I'm going at this point, other than away from the police department. I normally put my map on the phone that I've got mounted that I'm using the video right now, and I don't dare use a handheld device and violate that law while we're driving. So I'm just moving away from the police department, and once I feel like I'm a safe distance from them, I'll pull over and figure out how to get where I need to go from there. But yeah, Martinsville, wow, a bunch of pirates. I was at the post office, incredibly polite, was intentionally, turning my video away from customers, and first of all tried to tell me I couldn't video in there because it's a federal building, and I explained to them that I could, and very politely, and invited them to come out and look at the post for 7. They said, well, you can't video people in general. And I said, well, I've not been trying to video your customers, and I'm making sure that I don't, I'm not anywhere to get transactions or anything. Didn't video anybody's credit card transaction or anything like that. And then they wanted to say that I couldn't video them as employees. I said, well, you're a public employee, and the gal at the desk said, well, I'm a federal employee. Like, that is not a public employee. So, they evidently called the police. I walked outside, and as I walked outside, a couple police officers showed up, and they told me that I've been trespassed. And as I started to walk back up the stairs, the one officer said, if you walk up there, you're going to be arrested for trespass. So there's the threat of arrest for an unlawful trespass. They couldn't articulate any crime that I'd committed, other than the manager at the post office wanted me trespassed. So I will take that up with Federal Protective Services as well as the police department. This is not right. It's not okay. And to threaten somebody with arrest when they're not breaking the law, and trespassing a person off of public property when there's been no law broken, and was not disturbing anything, their customers were not bothered by it. The only person who was bothered was when when I went up, I did buy a stamp when I was up there, and one of the other gals was engaging me in conversation, and I was just answering her questions, and the guy says, well, I need to get up there. And he was in a hurry. So that was he was not upset about the camera. He was upset, and he told me, you can video me saying, okay. So he was not obviously bothered by the camera. He was bothered by the extra length of time because they wanted to engage me in silly conversation. So anyway, we're heading out of here, getting further and further away from Martinsville. Not sure if I'm still in their city limits jurisdiction or not. I will be coming back, and I will be having a conversation with the chief or the assistant chief. At one point, Tanya there said I'd be talking to the assistant chief, and then later she said I'd be talking to the chief. So whichever it is fine with me. But threaten somebody with arrest when they're not breaking the law. And you'll see in the video when I post it that I was as polite as could be. I was talking very softly as I was narrating, and they made themselves a story. And that was uncalled for. So I'm hoping to get out of here, and who knows, I may do another stop on the way home. But yeah, these people are crazy. And this would have been a fun one for Floyd because Martinsville has a reputation when it comes to skin color. And, he probably would have been arrested just being there. But, at least that's the reputation that Martinsville has. You can look at the well-earned reputation they have when it comes to things like that, both the public as well as the public employees, dating back, been consistent for many years. And that's not that everybody in Martinsville is bigoted or prejudiced. I've got some friends in Martinsville that are wonderful people, and don't care one bit about somebody's skin color, but I'm not sure that you could accurately say that they are representative of the town, people in the town. Anyway, obviously they love tyranny and are not afraid to act in tyrannical ways. I'm just gonna keep cruising out until I feel like I'm far enough away that I won't have to deal with them anymore. And John Wooden International Highway. So this is where John Wooden, if you guys don't know who that is, he famous basketball coach, and he's from right here in Martinsville. Famous both at the coaching at both the college level as well as the NBA. Beautiful country, absolutely beautiful country here. Probably a good place to, secluded out here to get pulled over and harassed and beaten or whatever, and false charges made on you. May not have been the smartest road to take. But I'm sure I will eventually get to it. Looks like that SUV is up in front of me in ways. That is the same look as the SUVs from the PD, so I'm a little bit concerned about anywhere right here. The Sheriff's Department in Morgan County, they have white vehicles. The City Police Department has got dark SUVs. That one's a little bit far ahead for me to see if there's any nomenclature on the side, any kind of signs that we need to be aware of. We're going to stay consistent. There's a highway over to my left that I want to get to. I think this will take me out to there. Close to it anyway. I believe that's the highway that leads me back to Indianapolis. So I've got it set right on 35 miles per hour, even though this road certainly is moving a lot faster. Interesting how they've got these little gates every so often on this public road. Like they can shut the road off. Pretty crazy. That highway is angling up toward this road. I think I'm a little bit outside of, let me, see if I can pull up here in one of these places where I can look at the chat and see if I see anything really super urgent. This is one of the reasons last summer that I was so hung up on being able to go live on YouTube was, these guys are just nuts sometimes. And, I want to make sure I can protect myself. I think once I went live, they probably saw that I went live and backed off, because it was at that point that all of a sudden I didn't see any more police cars. They were circling me for a while, and so really just it was nuts. They're really trying hard to find a reason. I'm sure they've run my plates, and that's fine. Probably find the FBI memo on me. So, alright, let me get on my other phone here real quick and see if I can find the chat here. Okay. There I am. Okay. Alright, let me look at the chat here real quick. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Minnesota News Now. Kurt there. Diane. Appreciate you guys coming in. Scott. Oh, yeah, they wanted me to step outside, go down the stairs, walk down the stairs instead of the ramp. Clearly, visibly handicapped. That was crazy. Chuck Bronson. Yeah, they're trying to put Santa in Stalking. Yep. Thank you, Chuck. Leah Lambreth. Yeah, how's it going? Scott S. Mental laxative. Appreciate you guys coming in. I hope I don't forget anybody here. Mike Robinson, thank you for coming in. Upstate SC News. Yeah, I think we're past the danger zone, hopefully. Diane, thank you for coming in. C Hill. Hey, C Hill, there's a guy that's going to be contacting you that, on my recommendation. He hopefully got my email talking about that. So, Jack Smith, thank you guys for coming in. Another one. Colleen, thank you guys. Thank every one of you for coming in. You don't know how important that is, keeping us safe. Got 28 people in here watching us now. So I'm gonna keep this going for a few minutes as I head back into toward Indianapolis. Just wanted to catch up on the chat, make sure there wasn't anything super important that I missed. Was in Martinsville. Huge fell at the post office and huge fell from the police department. And the city has fell because their parking lot, I counted out the parking spots. I don't recall the exact number right off the top of my head, but I did count out the spots there. And they do not have adequate handicap parking. They don't have any actually in their parking lot. There is one spot out in front of their building, but in the parking lot there are no handicap parking spots. And so I am going to initiate a complaint with the ADA. Well, not with the ADA, with the I can't remember the name of the agency that enforces the ADA, but I'll Department of DOJ, Department of Justice. The Department of Justice is who enforces the ADA laws, and so I will initiate a complaint with them. First offense for an ADA violation is $75,000. Second offense is up to $150,000. Those are just fines directly to the federal government, maybe help get the government a little less in debt. And then there's also state regulations as well, and I'll find out who enforces those. And, you know, I was very polite and courteous the whole time. Didn't raise my voice. Did explain to them that, hey, the regulations allow for what I'm doing. They kept wanting to create new regulations, and so they called the police. I was actually outside as the police were arriving, and they actually trespassed me as I started to walk back up the stairs. The officer said, if you go up there, if you don't leave right now, you are going to jail. So, since I don't want to go to jail today, under threat of arrest, I left. So that's now on them. They threatened violence on me for doing nothing unlawful. And they had not even talked with them inside yet when they had made the decision to trespass me. You want to hear about it? They could articulate no crime that I had committed, yet they were trespassing me from a public building. And I'm going to find out if there is any contract that the post office has with the city of Martinsville. And if they don't, that's even a further offense because that's not their jurisdiction, it's a federal jurisdiction. And it's so they're enforcing. They would be, you know, that's a problem for them as well there, overstepping the grounds. So I think that's a serious problem. Police officers need to understand how trespassing laws work in their state jurisdiction. It's a very abused law. They do it because they are allowed to get away with it. They need to not be allowed to get away with it. Well, I think I'm far enough away from them that I'm probably safe now, so I'm going to jump off of here. I may be going somewhere else today and don't want to give away where I'm going, so thank you guys so much for jumping in here. If there's something where I feel like I may be at risk, I may go live again, but I think I'm past the danger zone now. I think as soon as I went live, they realized they probably started watching, and they immediately backed off when I went live. It was amazing. Catch you guys later. Have a great day, and keep them accountable.